I just thought that if I wore a beautiful watch, it would make me a hero. It would make me eat like a hero, walk like a hero, dress like a hero, work out like a hero. Well, it's not working. Uh, in spite of all my hero watches, I'm still 240 pounds. I've been trying to get down to 220 for about 6 months. It's not working. And the other night, I had this giant tub of Greek yogurt, peanut butter, honey, just to give me enough energy to watch a documentary on world hunger. And the shame of it is, I wasn't even hungry. I was anxious, and I think I'm always anxious. I'm a very anxiety laden human being. I'm very high strung. This makes things very challenging. I think there are relaxed people in this world. There's mellow people in this world, and then there's high strung, anxious people in this world. I remember when I was 4 years old. I was fretting about something, and my grandmother told me, "You worry too much." And as soon as she said that, I started worrying that I worry too much. I worry about worrying. I stress out about stressing out. Food is a big one. The more anxious I get, the more food I eat. The more food I eat, the heavier I get. The heavier I get, the more anxious I get. The more anxious I get, the more hungry I get. It's a vicious, vicious cycle. I find myself so anxious that I engage in something called preemptive eating. This means you think you might be in a situation where you're not going to have access to food. And so you're not hungry, but you store up on calories like a camel so that when you're in a situation, you could be on the road in your car, even though I only never go more than 5 miles, or you could be at a meeting. And God forbid that you should be hungry during that duration, because we know how traumatic it is for you to be hungry for more than 5 minutes. The other thing about anxieties and eating is that when you lift the food up to your mouth and use your mandibles and your teeth to crunch the solid food matter into mush, that is a very soothing act, just as a tactile experience. It's kind of like giving a baby a rattler. And so there's a certain element of being a baby, being an infant. McMahon, you need to be the hero, not the baby, not the infant. It's time to be a hero, McMahon. Damn. So I find myself so anxious about food that at night I will obsess over a certain type of food and I won't be able to sleep. I actually have food insomnia. There's a particular type of food. It's called the chocolate brownie. It's like the ultimate delivery system for exploding chocolate flavor into your brain, releasing all these dopamine pleasure neurons throughout your body. It's so powerful that after I eat about a slate of brownies, I find it would be very dangerous for me to drive or operate heavy mechanical equipment. I remember as a child, I had a very bad case of bronchitis. So I had to take a cough medicine with, it was laced with codeine. And I remember the back of the bottle said, "Do not drive or operate heavy mechanical equipment when you use this." I guess they should have that on the back of brownie mixes. Now, of all the brownie mixes that I've ever had, there's one that you get from Costco. Yes, I'm going to be talking about Costco again today. I made a video about Costco a month ago, and I must revisit Costco because they have a brownie mix, the Ghirardelli triple chocolate chip brownie mix. It comes with 6 giant packets, and this is the best brownie mix of all time. You will find the Ghirardelli triple chocolate chip brownie mix at other places, but it won't be as good as the Costco one. Costco is so powerful that they have told Ghirardelli, "You're going to make us a special proprietary blend, a special proprietary formula that's exclusive to us." That's how big we are, Ghirardelli. And Ghirardelli, they bowed down to it. Why do I know this? Because I've had other mixes. They're not as good. I've talked about this matter with Orange County housewives. Number one, I don't live in Orange County. Number two, I don't talk to housewives. But the fact that I talk to Orange County housewives about the superiority of Ghirardelli triple chocolate brownie mix purchased exclusively from Costco attests to my unhealthy relationship and dependence on food. That is absolutely disgusting. We got to talk about Costco today. Costco not only has the Ghirardelli triple chocolate chip brownie mix, they have so many foods that just make me anxious. When I get out of my car, I can smell the chocolate chip cookies, the oatmeal cookies. I can smell the cream Danish, the raspberry Danish. I can smell the cinnamon rolls. And here I am, chronologically, I should be an adult, but I'm like this kid and I got a shopping cart and I'm racing toward Costco. I'm running and people are getting the hell out of my way. I'm like an Old Testament warlord about to pillage a defeated city, and I'm just stuffing my cart with food. I'm just running, and my wife can't stand it when I run like that to Costco. The other thing my wife doesn't like is when we go to restaurants, I'll park the car, and as soon as I get out of the car, I run right to the restaurant. I'm wind sprinting. People are looking at me like I'm a bat out of hell. And I think I'm running to the restaurant for three reasons. One, I'm hungry. I'm always hungry, probably anxious. Number two, I'm afraid they're going to run out of the ingredients for my favorite dishes on the menu. Number three, I don't like being in the back of a line. I like to be number one in line. And over the years, my wife has tried to mitigate my running toward restaurants by having us go to the restaurant around 5 p.m. when no one's there. Doesn't help. I still run to the restaurant. It's anxiety. And then when we get into the restaurant, I want to order right away. As soon as the waiter shows up, as soon as the server shows up, I want my order ready, because if you send him away, he might not come back. And my wife doesn't seem to care about this. When the server comes, I'm all ready to make my order. My wife, oh no, I just want to explore the menu. Just come back. He may not come back. I've been in situations where the waiter disappears for like a half hour or doesn't even come back. I've been in situations where like the waiter's done with his shift in the middle of my table order, and like some new waiter that I don't even know shows up. He doesn't know what's going on. I got to reorient him to my specifications. It's disgusting. Sometimes the waiter doesn't even show up, but my wife doesn't care. She's just, for her, we're dining out. Oh, for me, this is not dining out. This is like an obstacle course with dragons and monsters, and I've got machetes and swords, and I'm slaying off their heads. It's absolutely disgusting. And then, when the waiter comes to the table with a bill, as he's lowering the bill, I stuff my credit card into his hand. I don't even let him walk away from the table because he might not come back. Now, needless to say, these anxieties that propel me on these night outs, they exhaust my poor wife. It's not a rejuvenating experience going out with me. My wife comes home exhausted, like she's been on a raft at sea, hanging off a piece of driftwood with chapped lips, sunburned, and she'll just plop on the couch and she'll drink wine and watch TV, and I'll look at her from the hallway. Her eyes are glazed over with fatigue. That's going out with me. That's got to stop. I'm trying to stop running at restaurants. I'm trying to stop running at Costco. But it's all propelled by anxiety. Costco, I have to go tomorrow to Costco and buy some stuff. I hope I don't get too anxious. Costco makes me very anxious. As I said, as soon as I start smelling the food out in the parking lot, I run to Costco like an Old Testament warlord. And then I overbuy because they sell everything in bulk. And then I don't know if you'll find this offensive or not. You probably will. I'm going to tell you anyway, because I'm going to tell you the truth. There are people starving in the world, and here's what's going on. I'll have so much food from Costco, I can't fit it in my refrigerator, so I'll be force feeding food that's already in the refrigerator to make room for the new food. And same thing with the freezer. There'll be stuff that I'll have to microwave in the freezer to make more room in the freezer. Then I'll find that there's a lot of food that I just bought from Costco that's going to perish unless I eat it. So I'm in a race to eat the damn food. It's like I'm on the Amazing Race. This should be a celebration of living life, being successful. Instead, I'm miserable and I'm anxious, and I'm wondering sometimes if I should quit going to Costco. And there's no way I'm going to quit. As I said about a month ago, Costco's the best thing that ever happened to me. It's like you go in there and the greeters, they treat you like you're a consumer lord. And as you're shopping, there's all these free samples. I'm eating flatbread pizza. I'm eating Kalamata olives. I'm eating tamales. I'm eating quinoa spicy chips. I'm eating guacamole dip. I'm having mango strawberry smoothies. I'm having a 7-course meal as I shop. This is like a consumer dream. I feel like I'm having a dream when I'm in Costco. I'm like Dorothy in the enchanted land of Oz getting my hair done. And so this is like the greatest thing. Now, there is a dark side to Costco. I told you about the anxieties. You know, the people at the cash register tell me there are fights that break out every day in the parking lot over parking. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of anxiety. Call it the underbelly of paradise. There's always a dark side to paradise. But there's no way I'm going to quit. It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. You know, I'm this irrelevant guy in the suburbs, and I go to Costco, and they make me feel so relevant. They put me into this dream. And I was thinking there could be a reality show about Costco shoppers who are addicted to going there. You know, you could do a backstory and show them how that Costco becomes their escape from life. Now, I'm not into Costco that much. I go there about once a month. I don't think that's an addiction, but who knows? Based on all the anxieties mentioned, I'm probably very susceptible to that. So, anyways, I'm going to work out now. I'm going to try to be a hero. Try to get down to 220. What am I doing for that? I'll talk about that on some other video presentation. Until next time, I'm out.